Patience is a virtue. Everything in life takes time. Stay focused, stay consistent, stay on your grind.
Welcome to the Street Dialogue
Podcast, and this A God giving you dialogue from a street perspective.
It's your boy Mike in the building. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, man, we about to have an awesome podcast today, and we want to talk about, the topic is going to be about Diddy and what's going on with this Diddy case. You feel me? That's worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Getting publicity right now. This shit overseeing the election right now, which is crazy.
Yeah. One thing for sure though, that nigga's going down. That nigga's going down.
You think so?
Yeah, they got people telling on them, coming out the closet, putting his business out there, raiding his house, finding all types of crazy voodoo to his oil bottles and shit. Hey, what's crazy is
Right.
I was just watching up on Facebook, and nigga, they making all kinds of like memes and shit, man, from baby oil bottles and shit, man. Like, I think the chick make a freaking baby oil bottle liquor. Like, she made her own type of liquor in the baby bottle. Like, she mixed some motherfucking Patrol with some Hennessy and poured it in a little baby bottle, put a little top on it, motherfucking sipped out of it. It's crazy. Like, it's going down though, man. Like Buddy, I think Buddy is Buddy's dumb. Buddy's dumb.
And the shocking thing about it is that he's one of the greats in the hip hop, and he's, you know, one of the leaders, you know what I'm saying, in the hip hop culture, with a major influence, you know, with Ciroc and all these great deals that he done had. And it's just funny how they're attacking, or how they going after all these big black leaders that we have in hip hop. What you feel about that? Because they said Jay-Z might be next. What you think about that? Jay-Z might be next.
You know what? Every top dog that got skeletons in his closet, man, is gonna come out eventually one day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's take it back. Let's take it back to one of the greatest, you know, king of R&B, man, R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit came to a crash. You know, it came to an end, and I feel like it's because of people get they get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, you get comfortable at that spot. You got all this money, you making all this money, you forget where you coming. You know what I'm saying? And that's where P. Diddy got himself involved in. You know what I'm saying? He got himself involved. Motherfuckers seen the opportunity and was like, yo, we gotta take him down. He getting too powerful. That's what I feel like. They was feeling like he was getting too powerful, so they had to take him down, man. You know. What they always say, it costs to be the boss, right?
It does.
Everything got a price on it. Everything. Nothing in this world for free. And Diddy probably went against one of them contracts. I don't know. Who knows? Probably went
so, you know, I was looking at it in the whole perspective. You know, what's the girl name? Cassie? What's her name? The one that started the lawsuit? What is her name?
I think that's her name, Cassie.
Man, it's gonna get real ugly in court, because everything that Diddy is gonna have to do to defend himself, he's gonna have to expose a lot of people, and
that's what he's doing right now. Like, he's exposing a lot of people. He's putting a lot of people out there, but then again, a lot of people already put their stuff out there too. Those that like Justin Bieber, you know, man, like, he already putting his stuff out there. Like, look, man, I've done. I gotta live with this concept. I gotta live with this. You know what I'm saying? But like niggas like Meek Mills, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be interesting. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody went on Tubi or Netflix, man, and actually watched the few movies movies they got about Diddy, shit, it's no
That
fuck.
was interesting to me because I feel like the feds put out all this Diddy slander out. They already had the video, so let's go ahead on and give him this perception in the public before we even start the case. So, you know, when they do get the people, the jurors and stuff like that, and they set up this case, however it is by judge or by jury, they already got a perception of Diddy in the public eye right now. Because it's strange how you got a documentary on Netflix before the case even came out.
Well, because it was all planned in the part. That's what they do, man. So like and I feel like it's always something major that they try to put out there that they know that's gonna draw people attention to actually, you know what I'm saying, distract a certain amount of group. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get hooked on this whole fucking this live, you know, just into other people's lives and shit, man. These television shows and shit. And so they use this type of shit, man. I feel like to throw a lot of people off of what's really going on in the world. See, when they first arrested P. Diddy and they announced it, the social media blew up.
Yeah.
And then when they kicked in the man's house and found all the contraband and all these thousands and thousands of fucking bottles of motherfucking baby oil that's not even baby oil, the social media over.
They ate that up.
Right?
They ate that up. They ate that up.
You had the motherfuckers, man, people was going on strike. You had, you know what I'm saying, these people that, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers going on strike about their jobs and all this and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit that was going on at that time, but they threw it off. It's like, look.
I had wanted to play a clip from News Nation.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, play that
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes, and we'll spot you up to $200. Install now.
So we know, Ariel, that you've got this client. You plan to file the suit this week. There hasn't been a lot of detail about it, but I think you can reveal a little more tonight about exactly what your client says Diddy did to her. Tell us a little more if you can, even though the suit's not officially been filed.
Yes, I'll have the suit filed sometime this week, probably in the next couple of days. It's just in editing right now, just to get the final touches on it, just to make sure we haven't missed any causes of action. I think as it stands right now, we're at 19 causes of actions, from sexual assault, sexual battery, of course, RICO charges, and sex trafficking. But essentially, my client was raped by Mr. Combs, his bodyguard, and a friend who invited my client to his home to set up this whole situation. The details
This right here is
are
new.
graphic in nature, and the complaint lays out all of the details in the graphic, just deplorable way my client was victimized in that day, or in that night rather, and her harrowing escape and how she was able to finally get away and manage to get to safety after the gruesome attack.
Man, let me say something.
Yeah, and I know that the details are graphic.
Can we go on and pause that? Go ahead on.
But look, so at the beginning, the lady said that they was editing the interview. But right there, for me, is a red flag. Nothing needs to be edited if that lady is sitting there speaking on the truth and the facts of what's going on. A lot of y'all need to edit it. It's obviously something else that she's saying that's going on, and somebody else's name being involved that they want to edit out, and that they protected besides Diddy. And that's what's holding Diddy, and you know what I'm saying, into the position that he in right now, because they haven't gave him no time yet. No bond, no time, no nothing. They just holding him into contempt because they afraid that he's going to say more, which I know he's going to say more.
He got to expose everybody right now. This is a new accuser that just came out of nowhere saying that him and his bodyguard.
And so what they doing is, and a friend. They didn't even say who the friend was, and a friend, right? But what they doing is, man, they trying to put enough on him, so when he do start snitching on motherfuckers and the important people get involved, that they won't have, it's nothing that he could do or say that's gonna turn the facts over from him. You You know what I'm saying? He gonna try to flip the script and turn on other people that was involved, that's been involved, but that started it, and he liked it. All right, but you gotta understand who Diddy is and what Diddy does, man. So Diddy wasn't just not only a person that was trying to make it into the executive producing office or just being a producer or whatever the case of music. That man already plotted what was going on. So if everybody know and been catching up on these types of stories, they knew that Diddy paid a man from Mississippi whose name was Notorious B.I.G. His name was Notorious Big, and you know what I'm saying. And so what he did was he paid that man for the song and remade that song and had Biggie Smalls to do it because the name fit. I feel like Biggie was already a target. Biggie was already a target for Puff Daddy because Puff Daddy already had a name. He needed to make a hit song to become who he was. And so he plotted that shit. He found a nigga that can rap or whatever. So when somebody brought it to his attention that they found this guy, you know what I'm saying? Not nothing in the movies, but like, hey, I got somebody for you. The scouts or whatever,
Right.
Got close to Biggie, and let Biggie be him. And what he do? He turned him into Notorious B.I.G. That man identity. That man still getting paid right now to this day. But that's what he do, man. He go and take just to look out for himself, right? Just to look out for himself, man. Like, if anybody watched that movie, I doubt it. I don't believe that Notorious B.I.G., the one we know, I don't believe Biggie Smalls, or I don't know if the dude's name was Biggie Smalls or Notorious B.I.G., but the identity was stolen. The moral of it is I don't believe that Biggie Smalls, the B.I.G. we know, was cut in that movie. It showed that he was cut like $100,000 check. I highly doubt that. I felt like that man was paid like 40, 50,000. You coming from a street dude from on the corner. You did a song that Puffy wanted you to do. Puffy made it go viral, did whatever he did, done whatever he did, or whatever the case, pocket that money because you didn't read the contract, but you got $50,000, $60,000 out the deal. And you're like, shit, that's way better than me standing out here selling crack. So
exactly.
Then you tell Biggie, then you tell Puff, nigga, let's do some more. I got you. Let's go. I got rhymes for days. And so that's what.
And that goes back. If you're looking at Biggie, he has some suspect lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And he could have been victimized as well with Puff. You know, and Puff could have been holding that over his head as well. Yeah. And even though he's lyrical, and if you look at his intellectual capabilities, like his intellect and his way of thinking and how he do his metaphors and stuff like that, he probably was speaking in code the whole time.
So, and here's another thing of me saying, so all these people that's really about, they really throw the shade off onto motherfucking the secret society and all that, believe it. I feel like, I mean, me personally, I feel like it's true, but I feel like the secret society don't have nothing to do with these record labels is pulling, all right? So I was just watching this shit, man, after it blew up when they found the baby oil and all this and all that about P. Diddy. I was watching a couple of interviews and shit, man, the little couch interviews and shit. And one of the artists, man, from way back in the day, two of them, matter of fact, said the same fucking thing, but in different ways. Man, the dude, one of the cats, man, one of the old school artists, he was like, listen, these niggas, you go to these parties, you gonna kick it at these parties, and you gonna get you they motherfuckers gonna bring you a drink. Don't even ask you what kind of liquor you drink. They're just gonna bring you a drink. And you have to take it. If you don't take it, you gotta get out the party. You gotta get out the party. If you don't drink that bottle or drink that cup, you gotta get out the party.
And I'm glad you brought that up with the drinking, because the Ciroc label the Ciroc drink that he had could have been a cover up, and potentially, he already was probably spiking people drinks as it is. So by him being the owner of and distributor of one of the biggest drinks out there, Ciroc, that gave him another opportunity so people could test this, the gift of gab and all that stuff, test this liquor. People want to be, you know how motherfuckers want to be, they want to be entangled with what you entangled with. Like they want to get known. They want to get up under you. You know what I'm saying? And he using his liquor. He's spiking the drinks.
But they never said, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
and all this is allegedly, they say.
Announce what the debate or if it was baby or if that shit had like some type of you know what I'm saying, to drug motherfuckers. Nobody, it haven't been out yet because the case ain't, they didn't even do the first trial yet. You know what I'm saying? So none of this shit actually came out yet. But my thing is that like people was making fun of it, like, oh, that's that booty oil or whatever the case, or motherfuckers like they was drugging or it had certain type of drugs in there to put people out. My thing is that whatever it is like I feel like I'm on that side that baby oil wasn't baby oil. That baby oil was a mixture, a special blend with his Ciroc,
right,
and was poured in these cups. You know what I'm saying? Or poured in these big bottles behind his bar. You know what I'm saying? So the bartenders don't even know what they thinking they serving regular Ciroc. They don't even know what they serving. You see what I'm saying? And so the bartender taking shots because motherfuckers probably buying them shots or just taking shots or whatever, and then they don't know what the fuck happened, so they can't snitch. So everybody in there is drinking this shit. The only person cup was different was P. Diddy's, and whoever else that he wanted to have fun with, you know, to share the sexual intercourse is with. Hey, I'm finna get you something else. Don't drink these cups. You know what I'm saying? So these inside niggas, his homeboy or his
a lot of people gonna go down for this shit because you witnessing this shit.
But see,
yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, so dude was like, man, you go in this motherfucker. If you don't drink, you gotta leave. But then he was like, what they do is, and these is for these artists that want to sign record labels so bad. This is, I believe this, man. You can hear this in this man's voice, man. Like he was like, bro, he was like, nigga, you'll go up in that motherfucker, man, and that call you in, and you just kicked it with them. You just had it, and they finna sign you. You go in that office, you sit down, they go over this paper, you looking at this motherfucker, you be like, hold on, man, this is a whole 360 deal. Like this deal ain't even fucking right, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Paperwork, the money ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to XYZ record label because they offer me better. And he was like, man, they do some shit like, hey, pop in and let you watch yourself getting fucked in the ass, right?
You know what? Somebody did say some shit.
Let you watch you get fucked in the ass.
They said something. I seen something like that on the internet.
So now you forced to sign with them because you don't want to get exposed.
That's the type what's that nigga that be freestyling? What's that nigga name? Is it Cassidy? That's the one that said that? What his name?
Nah, that wasn't Cassidy that said it. It was two artists that said it, man. They kind of like old school artists, but it was two of them that said it. I done forgot their name that quick. It probably come to me during this interview, during this podcast, but I forgot. But I'm like, no, you can hear it in his voice.
I think the nigga was from Philly, right?
Yeah, he from Philly, but it wasn't Cassidy though.
It wasn't Cassidy though. I know what you're talking about. He be freestyling. He got lyrics like a motherfucker. He was on the Ugly Money podcast. Matter of fact, I believe so.
They compared to a nigga being a solo artist, you know what I'm saying? It's different. You solo, man. You doing everything yourself. You solo. You ain't gotta worry about nobody blackmailing you, drugging you, and you know what I'm saying? You waking up and your butt hurting, you wondering what's going on. You know what I mean? Like all this and all that. Like that shit is crazy. But my thing, so that goes for me saying this too, though. P. Diddy been in the game for how long?
Over 20 years, I believe, right?
So over 20 years, why is it now just coming out?
Ain't that nigga named Cassidy?
No, not Cassidy. Nah, not Cassidy. It was two artists, man. None of them was Cassidy though. I know Cassidy. None of them was Cassidy though. I don't know. Dude probably from Brooklyn, for real. One of the Cassidy's probably from Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's crazy shit though.
But out of 20-some years, why is it coming out now?
But they were saying that Diddy could have been molested as a child, and it was things coming out like he was molested as a child and he was doing what he was taught. But my whole thing is, you still a grown ass man at the end of the day. You still have self control over what you're doing. So if you, even if something was done wrong to you, you got to get counseling. You got all this money, all these millions. You know what I'm saying? You could have got counseling. You could have did anything to prevent your actions. So you can't blame the stuff that happened to you in the past and act like a victim. You know, motherfucker try to make him look like a victim. You knew what you was fucking doing, my nigga. If you did do what you do. Now, if you was...
You got conscience, man. Everybody got a conscience, man.
You got a conscience.
I know women that's living their best lives, bro, but possibly been like molested when they was a child. And I'm talking about not touched on, actually like raped, like actually forced to have sex when they were younger. It's molesting is not a difference between molesting. I feel like you get touched on in an inappropriate way. That's molestation. Here's the thing, though.
It is.
It's a difference between you just being touched than you actually being sexual abused.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker actually take advantage of you, and they take your private, they take your womanlyhood, your virginity, whatever the case, whatever. That's a difference. You see what I'm saying? Compared to a motherfucker touching you or whatever the case. Both of them wrong anyway. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But this is not like he's been accused of doing it. They have actual facts that man has been molesting or raping males and females.
Females. And this the thing, though. This is what we got to look at. Now, sexual trafficking, human trafficking. That's basically what they're doing. That's what they say they're going to charge him with, because he was flying people in, flying women in, and things of that sort. If you look at the culture, and you look at the culture of hip-hop, and people with money, they're going to usually fly a woman in. Now, if you look at what whites have did to blacks and imported us from Africa to here, that's human trafficking to me. You know what I'm saying? They was butt-breaking niggas. You know what I'm saying? Having homosexual acts with niggas and shit like that. That's human sex trafficking to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they're trying to make a mockery of our culture. But if you look at their culture, they done got away with real human sex trafficking and how they labeling it. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it going back to slavery, what they labeling, if Diddy did, if they trying to say he was human sexual, I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? On that part. Because if you got money, you going to fly a bitch out. But you know what I'm saying?
He was sex trafficking people. I just felt like that he was basically doing
some real freaky shit.
Hugging them up and taking advantage of them while they unconscious. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody.
But they have to prove that. With the witnesses that they got coming up.
That's why I said that's why this case is going away.
Are these paid motherfuckers? Because they can pay a motherfucker easily to lie.
They got
all these motherfuckers just popping up out of nowhere.
But then you take it as one of the artists, man, that's from Miami. You from Miami, one of the artists, man, one of the biggest artists from Miami, said it in the lyrics. And they made him take that shit off. He fucked up his Reebok contract for saying that he didn't.
Oh, you talking about Rick Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say he put a pill in the Molly and yeah. Whatever, however the lyrics went. Yeah. They did take his shit. That's right.
Down. They took it. They told him to take it down. You know what I'm saying? They took his endorsement deal for Reebok. Okay. You know, all types of shit. Now that's why he went over. People don't understand, but that's why he went over to Wingstop. He like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'ma just support Wingstop. Now Wingstop, he put a big investment in Wingstop, and now that nigga on part, he in business with Wingstop. That nigga got one in his basement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
he making killer money off of that.
I gave him that chance because he followed the rules. He followed the rules. They told him to take that song down. He did it. They told him that they was gonna have to cancel his Reebok endorsement. He didn't cause no problem. He let it happen. And it was like, you know what? It's been some time. You ain't been talking about it. You ain't had no bad interview about it. We gonna let you get a part of Wingstop. What's your favorite restaurant? You fat? You eat? Nigga, I like Wingstop. Okay, we gonna give you a part of Wingstop, nigga. You can buy your investment right now. We gonna do that. Been such a good Samaritan. We gonna let you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna open up another door for you.
And this shit shit been going on for years, though, decades.
Fuck it.
Motherfuckers been putting shit in females' drinks. They doing it at clubs, you know. But that shit right there is sickening to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's doing that shit.
you drugging the motherfucker. Like, how you gonna get sexual satisfaction off a motherfucker that's not sexually active with you? Like, they dead, basically, you know? You really just raping the motherfucker. That's rape.
Let's speak the truth, man. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about why is it that everybody is in tune with motherfucking P. Diddy situation. Like, let them people handle what they gotta do. Why y'all so in tune with that, but not trying to help find these missing kids that's going missing? You know what I'm saying? Y'all so worried about what's gonna happen to P. Diddy, and y'all watching what's going on with P. Diddy's situation. But we got plenty of kids that's missing that motherfuckers ain't trying to get off their ass to go find it. You would go to a riot for P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Or you would go do that for P. Diddy, but you can't sit here. Man, come on, man, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. We got young kids out here, 16, 17, younger, that's missing. And y'all worried about some fucking P. Diddy and the new power episode? Come on, man. Like,
you know what the key word of this shit is? This is a distraction. This is how they distract people. Because right now we have an election that's going on that's so crucial. This might be the last election because we could be going in a new world order after this. We don't know what's going on.
And they talking about
people are not aware that they talking about that type of stuff right now. And with the P. Diddy situation overlapping what's going on, because you know the powers to be, they control the news, so they're gonna keep pumping this narrative out about P. Diddy to blind us, to keep us distracted on what's really going on.
Man, like, it's a distraction, man. Like
motherfuckers forgot Trump just got shot at.
Yeah.
They tried to assassinate Trump, and now they got P. Diddy.
Honestly, on my end, I feel like that was staged too. That happened 4 times. That happened 4 times to four elections, to four president people that was going up for election. That happened 4 times. Trump was the 4th person that it happened to. Somebody got shot in the motherfucking ear, and a person died. Okay.
Right.
When anybody watching, you get a chance to go on in, you ask how many times did a person went up for that was at an election and got shot in the ear. It's gonna show you from way back to 1960 or 70 something when it happened to the first person. He got shot in the ear, but then the person died. Then after that, it was a woman. Then that was going up for president. Then after that, it was another man. Then after that, it was Donald Trump. That shit is staged, bro. I feel like that shit is staged. It's supposed to happen. Everybody is written in the contract, and until you become somebody or become successful, you don't know your contract. You don't know what's supposed. You don't know what you're supposed to stage. What's supposed to happen. I feel like everything is in a row, man. Everything is like. We've been taught that ever since we was little. What they say, you gotta play the hand you was dealt. You gotta play the hand you was dealt. Now you got everybody in this, everybody doing podcasts or doing just TikTok purposes only and all this and all that. That's straight. I feel like it's reaching. Fuck them people. They chose to be devil worshippers. They chose to go to a fucking Illuminati. They chose to join the secret society. That's their business. Why are we not out here as people together, black, white, whatever, to change what's going the fuck on right in front of our eyes? Are you
yeah.
Motherfuckers worried about, oh, look at this. She been.
So I just pulled up the list. We got Abraham Lincoln in 1865. He was shot and he was killed though. James A. Garfield in 1881. William McKinley in 1901 was shot and killed, and the last president to be shot and killed was John F. Kennedy in 1963.
See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, I feel like that shit is role play. I had to take a shot.
Nah, going on, do your thing. And that's crazy for 4 presidents to be killed on this soil.
what's really crazy is that we not waking up as people. And everybody's still stuck on this racism. Oh, black this and black that. Oh, white this and white that, man. Regardless, we're all, you put us in one box. We all gonna be a different shade as a different color. We all color folks. Every white person ain't fucking white. They either beige, pink, pale, okay? Every black person ain't black. They either brown, light brown, caramel. We all color people, man. You know?
The key thing is we all have a nationality. Like, color doesn't describe who you are as a human being. Your nationality does. If you're from Puerto Rico, you're from Puerto Rico. You have a nationality. You have a heritage. You have a bloodline. If you're from Africa, you're from Africa. If you're from Europe, you're from Europe. You got the European bloodline. And it's a lot of mixture of cultures right now. There's no such thing as skin color. All that was set up so we could be against each other, so to cause racism. That's why they got Darwin theories.
Have you ever watched the Smokey Robinson at the when he did that? When he did that little what was it? It was a he did a man. I just watched it. I just watched it a few days ago, and he did a poetry at some type of show. It was a big show, Soul Train or some shit. He did a poetry, man. And if y'all never seen it, go and watch it, bro. Like, that brother was speaking real shits, bro. Like, basically, it ain't no such thing as an African American. Okay?
You can't be from two continents.
He say, I'm a black he said, I'm a black man. I'm a black Negro. He said, and then he broke it down, and how he was breaking it down, he was like, bro, if you're from Asia, he say you an Asia Negro. If you from Africa, you an Africa Negro. If you from America, you an American Negro. If you from Ireland, you an Ireland Negro. Everybody. Basically, how he was putting it is everybody black, just in a different skin color. Everybody's black, right?
Everybody bloodline comes from Africa. It's even biblical. It's biblical knowledge.
Well, it's
where the four rivers meet.
It's mixed. It's mixed, bro. It's mixed. You did have a different race than Africa. We know about Africa because Africa is the house.
That's what the continent, I'm just referring to what the continent is called now, but right? The Semitic language was the first language of the entire human race.
It took different genetics, right, to make an Asian. It took different genetics to make an Ireland. It took different genetics.
Yeah, because of climate change. So by the climate that you live in, there's going to be a mutation. So we mutated as humans from the climates that we lived in. So, like, if you go to jail and, like, you're a light-skinned brother, I'm a light-skinned brother too. You might look way lighter than that if you don't have any sun. You understand? So depending on what region you're at, is going to determine how you're going to look. But we know that everyone is a descendant from the African race, which is called Africa right now.
Israel has a drop of black, and I don't give a fuck what it goes down to
everybody.
It goes down to BC or you know what I'm saying, up to 0 when he was born. Like, I feel like everybody, because they say it started with Adam and Eve. Okay, if Adam and Eve was black, then they populated the world. Okay, but then it went from Jesus, and I feel like Jesus is the first. Jesus is the second Adam and Eve. Adam couldn't do what he was supposed to do, so God sent his only begotten son because he was faithful and fruitful. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's the second, but he's supposed to be in the first. But God make no
sense. Yeah, because the reason he's the second Adam, because he had to die for our sins. So Adam brought sin in, and then I call him Yahshua. I don't call him Jesus, but it's no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet. But
Adam was supposed
Yahshua, the one that
Adam didn't have the heart to do it because he couldn't even keep his mind off a piece of ass for one day. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't know what that knowledge was, though. Like the sin that we talking about, it was no apple.
Listen, Man, he gave.
I believe that he took part into some devil worshiping. Like, you know, women are the first ones to do sorcery and stuff like that. So whatever she was taught, and he partook in that knowledge, which was not of Yah, that's what caused the downfall of man and woman.
Man, he gave him basic instructions. He said, listen, I don't care what y'all do on this earth.
The fruit that they bear, which was sin.
He said, I don't care what y'all do on this earth. Just don't eat from that garden. And
that tree.
And tree, garden, whatever.
Which was a symbolic. It was all a metaphor.
I don't want you to eat that particular type of fruit. That's all you got to do. You can do whatever. Y'all can have sex like monkeys and rabbits. You can do whatever. You can go get drunk. I don't care what you do. You can go and kill one of these animals and eat it. I don't care. The only thing I don't want you to do is eat that fruit. And what man do?
They partook in the knowledge that whatever that tree was, or whoever that was, it could have been Satan himself, whatever knowledge that he gave them to do,
and so
which we don't know. It's not.
Listen, man followed her to do it. Okay, she pursued him to do it. He did it. Guess where they went? Back to the dirt, right? Now let me say this, because I'm not saying it's women. Listen, let me say this. Let me just clarify this. How is it that now niggas don't listen to their woman? They fuck up, right? Back then, at day one, Adam fucked up for listening to a woman. Nowadays, these women tell you shit that's gonna happen. They see shit. They read people. They tell you who's bad. They tell you they got this feeling, and you don't listen to them. You fuck up. You see how you
see how I look at it is this: the woman, she took part of the knowledge that the serpent gave her, and whatever knowledge she took part of, she gave that knowledge, and she convinced her husband to take part of this evil act or whatever it was, which is sin. We don't know. It never said what they did. If you notice, it never said what they did, but it was against the will of Yah. And he was supposed to be the leader. He knew that, you know, what he done is wrong. And that just go to show you, like, a man is weak for his woman. So he seen that she was a sin, so he took part of that sin because he probably didn't want to see her be condemned by herself. You understand what I'm saying? So as men, I'm just saying, let me finish up though. So as men, we sometimes listen to our women to a default, and sometimes it might not be for our own good. And sometimes as men, we have to remember the leader role and the leader role that we have, because anything that we choose could cause everyone to fall. You feel me? Because everybody looking at us, like all our kids. You know, if you make a decision, it could destroy your family because she's looking at you for leadership. You know what I'm saying? And now sometimes these women, they have the role of leaders in the household. It don't reverse, you know?
All right, so basically, I'm not talking about leadership or nothing like that. All right, man's supposed to lead and guide his family, his wife, and children. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Man is supposed to do that. What I'm talking about is intuition. Us men, and I can speak on it because I've done it. I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? Us men sometimes does not go off of our intuition. We go off of what we feel that's right. We don't go off of our intuition. We don't go off of what our mind's telling us. We got to get out. We got to do it. So we're not thinking about what could be bad, what could be wrong in certain situations. What I'm saying is you'll bring somebody. If I brung you around my wife and she got the gift of being around you, okay, she's quiet, she's playing, she's playing her role, she's observing. When she leave, when you leave, she's either gonna tell me it's like, all right, he cool, but watch that nigga, okay, or she gonna be like, nah, I don't like him, I don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you what to do, but I don't trust him. I'm just letting you know I don't trust him. So however you take that, you take it. In the right mind, you supposed, all right, well, I'm gonna listen to what niggas do? They like, all right, she just tripped it. That's my dirty. I fuck with him. And then what happened? You put yourself in a bad situation because he put you in a bad situation after your lady just told. So I'm speaking off of intuition. I'm not talking about men guiding their families. I mean, that's like I said, that's a straight known fact. What I'm talking about is woman intuition. Okay, back then the
And that's the beautiful thing about the Bible. You can look at it from different perspectives.
so
Everybody has their own perspective about it, but at the end of the day, it's only one story, one word, and one truth.
Well, I feel like everything. I feel like even within the Bible, I feel like everything is just flip flop. Okay, why was it? Said because in the beginning, God made earth. How? When the sun is older than the earth. Google that. That's straight facts. Okay, that's straight facts. So the beginning was already made. It had to been because the sun is older than the earth. Google that. See, that's the type of shit I think about. I'm not saying that I believe in a higher power. I believe. Okay? But what I'm saying,
so you saying it was no earth?
What I'm saying is that I have questions, just like everybody else have questions.
The earth was here.
Some people have questions, but they're afraid to speak on it. I'm not saying that to be right or to be wrong. I'm just saying that we wasn't back then when the earth first started, so we really don't know. Basically, we going off of faith because he tell us that walk by faith, not by sight. So I'm going off of faith, but it's also, I'm not questioning him. What I'm questioning is the people that wrote this Bible. How can you say God made the world? I mean, God in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? He made earth when the sun was made before the beginning. Because Dick is saying in the beginning he made earth, and then he said, "Let there be light," and so there was light. Light was already invented because of the earth. I mean because of the sun. Dog, we three planets away from the sun. I don't care where you put us, you're gonna have light. Light was already invented. So those are things that encounters in my mind. Not saying anybody wrong. I'm not trying, I'm not trying to make nobody think different about nothing. But I'm just saying those are questions that people are scared. Some people probably be scared to ask or thought about it and never just said nothing about it. But those are questions that I speak.
I have to disagree with that because there's no way that you can say the sun is older than the
scientific facts.
You can't say the sun is older than the earth.
It's scientific facts. That's a scientific fact. It was the earth. I mean, the sun was here before the earth. That's scientific facts, dude. I just told you to Google it. I ain't got no reason to lie about it. Me and my wife sat in the bed I brought it to my wife's attention. We sat down and we thought about it, and then I Googled it, and she Googled it, and we Googled it, and every way around it, it said the same fucking thing. It said the same thing. You could disagree. I'm not saying that you don't have no room to disagree. You can disagree. I mean, people doubt.
I totally disagree with that.
People disagree that there's a God. People disagree that Jesus was ever lived on this earth. People got the right to you know what I'm saying, feel how they feel and to address how they address. That's all good. I'm just saying those are
because it's planets and it's universes even out here that we haven't even discovered. So, to say the sun was here before the earth, they just trying to cause confusion. You know what I'm saying? Because water,
the confusion.
Look at water.
From in the Bible, when they wrote that God at the beginning, God made earth, and then he said, "Let there be light." When light was already here. So that was my confusion. Okay, that was my confusion. And then
he created the light. He created the moon. He created the heavens. He created the earth.
Right. And people gonna watch this and understand. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying that you're right. I'm just going off of my knowledge. You could decline it or whatever the case. That's cool. But all I'm saying is so.
I'm just saying, look at water though. Water has been around for ages. The sea.
So I let you finish.
Water being here on Earth.
Can I finish? Come on, bro. You told me to let you finish what you had. Let me finish. So then it went from.
I let you finish.
All right, and so then it went from the earth to the light. Then it went from the Adam and Eve back to the dirt, and then it skipped the whole chapter. It didn't say how many kids Adam made or how many kids that they had. Right. Then it went to who lived 700 years? Who lived 1,200 years? Who lived?
They had Cain and Abel.
They had who?
Cain and Abel.
And then the tribes came, like Cain and Abel came from the tribe of this, right? But you got Cain and Abel. That's 2 men. Where the females to populate this earth? Because all I hear is that, oh, this such and such came from the tribe of Abraham. Such came from the tribe of Jubilee. Like, all these are man names. Where are the women? How did they populate it with the women? Is what I'm trying to understand. That was the confusing part, right? Then they said they lived up to hundreds of years.
They had daughters. It's just that when they talk about genealogy, they usually bring up the men, and from that bloodline, that's what came about. You understand? But there were daughters made.
I don't understand, because when somebody said, "Who's your parents?" My kids gonna say, you know, they're gonna say me and my wife's name, not just mine. They're gonna say, "You're asking who your parents?" Okay. So when they asking, it's like, yeah, Cain and Abel. Abel had the tribe of this and that, this and that, this and that. You know, this set of group. You know what I'm saying? Cain had this set of group. We come from the tribe of whatever, all the way broken down, right? They lived up to umpteen hundred years. They lived up to umpteen hundred years, and this and that, this and that. Then it went from there to now Jesus born. Who wrote this part back then before Christ? Okay?
All this knowledge was specifically passed down because they didn't have the technology then to write things in books.
Exactly.
But then it was on stone. Then they wrote, they had the hieroglyphs on stone. Then they had tablets. Then they had scrolls. So the knowledge that we had when we was in Israel, when they invaded Israel, they took over that.
Was invented.
The Romans took over Israel.
Google and see when scrolls was invented. Now I knew stones and shit. I knew they used to carve shit in stone, and they, you know what I'm saying, pictures.
Shit, that was in BC sometime. I don't know when it was invented, but I know it was sometime in BC though.
What they still do in Egypt, right? They still paint and they carve shit, different shit.
That's how we know these people existed, because they are in stones. You have the name of Yah in stone. You know what I'm saying? In Babylon, you have the children of Israel in the hieroglyphs in Egypt. So we know these people existed. You got to understand, we wasn't trying to wipe out our history. They were trying to wipe out our history, and also did the Europeans, the Caucasians, white folks, the Romans. When they took over Israel, they destroyed our libraries and they took our knowledge. How do you think the Roman Catholic Church came about?
So where did the Europeans come from if the world started with Adam and they was black?
No, the Europeans was white. They were Caucasian. They came from up north.
That ain't what I asked, bro. I said, where did the Caucasian Europeans, whoever came from, that's not black, when the world started with black? Where did this off?
So when we migrated, like I said before, we mutated. So when they went to these different regions in the different parts of the earth, they changed their skin color, and from generation to generations, that's what happened. So we mutated. So we got lighter over the ages. They were black at one point in time.
Okay, so if that is true, then
so we remained darker because we stayed in the darker regions.
What you're saying is that these people was already black. They went to a whole other country or a whole other area on the earth, and they became white because they was in a different environment. That's what you're saying, right?
A different region, yeah.
Okay.
Farther away from the sun.
So they started off black, though, right?
Correct.
Okay. What I don't understand is, if that's possibly true, why is it that white folks can have a white?
Patience is a virtue. Everything in life takes time. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Stay on your grind. Wow. It's a God.
my splash, yeah.